Okay, so here it is, day number, I forget, of quarantine. We're all in the same boat with this COVID-19 outbreak. So it's one of those, let me see what I have in the fridge kind of days, and I'll make for lunch. So I decided that I'm going to make some pappardelle, and I had in my fridge, I had, let me turn it this way, you see a bit better, there we go. I had some salami that was either use it or lose it with prosciutto and capicolo mixed in. I have onions always, garlic, a little piece of pepper, some jalapeno, and again these mushrooms was either use them or lose them. And I don't like to waste food. Too many people are hungry, too much shortage, and too hard to get these days. So you don't want to waste anything. I also had some leftover tomato salad. I have a video on how to make this, and it was really, really good. But it was a bit too much. We're trying to cut down so we don't get that COVID roll here. The other thing that I'm going to need is the EVOO. This is right from Italy, from a cousin. The bottle is from here, but the oil is right from Italy. And I have some of Papa Rocco's hooch, his homemade wine, that I'm going to need, that I'm going to use a little bit of. He's a really good vintner, makes really good wine, hence the afternoon naps. So we're going to start by adding some EVOO. Okay, and we're going to turn the stove on to heat it up a bit. Now, keep in mind, this is not a set recipe. This is something that I'm making up on the fly. And you can too, just with whatever ingredients you have in the fridge, put it together, add a bit of wine, make pasta, you're good. So here we have, I'm going to put in the salamis at first. Now you can not use it and make it strictly vegetarian, kind of a primavera style. You can add maybe some broccoli if you have, like bits of broccoli, some carrots, anything goes. So must turn on the exhaust fan. Sorry for the noise. So you let it come to you fry it up a little bit. It shouldn't be crispy, but it has to be fried beforehand. This gives out all the flavor and the salt that you need. So we'll just let that saute for a bit, all by itself. Then we're going to add the onions, garlic, and pepper. And we're going to let them saute. Oh, do they smell good? Does that ever smell good? You're going to have to try it just to smell it, let me tell you. It's so good. If you like, you can even add a bit of butter. It sounds like a great idea. Just a little bit of added flavor. What's better than butter, onions, and mushrooms? Not butter. Okay, just a little bit of butter. You want to let, I like to use a stainless steel skillet because I like those brown bits at the bottom when it gets, that's the most flavorful part. So if you scrape it off, put it into the sauce, it'll be that much tastier. Okay. And we're going to let that come back up to a high temperature. And then we're going to add some of Papa Rocco's hooch. This here, right there. know not everybody has homemade wine, but whatever wine you use, white or red in this one here, because it's kind of like a boscayola or like a forest type of sauce. It's actually very rich. So now I'm going to add the mushrooms. Okay, and let them saute a bit. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Not much because the salami is already salted. There's prosciutto in there. Just to salt the mushrooms more than anything. So a little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. Fresh ground is always best, but if you don't have fresh ground, that's fine too. Yummy, yummy. And now I'm going to add the tomato salad. Okay, perfect. Turn that heat down, and I'm going to let it simmer for just a little bit. That'll be ready in about 15-20 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm going to chop up some parsley and some basil and garlic, like a remolata that's called, and toss it in when I'm ready to toss it with the pasta, just to keep all the flavors from the herbs the most fresh. Okay, so the water is boiling. Now it's already been salted. You always cook pasta in salted water. I'm making pappardelle, and these are a wide, flat noodle, just like that don't take very long to cook. These are egg noodles. I have 6 little bundles here. You could make 2 per person, 3 per person. I find 3 per person is good because then there might be leftovers for dinner. So I'm going to drop them into the hot boiling salted water and let them cook. Now, if this was fresh pasta, I would put a little bit of oil to keep it from sticking, but it's dried pasta, so it won't stick. So there it is. Here it's going to cook now. It'll probably take about 5 to 7 minutes, and then I'll drain it and toss it in the sauce. Now I've chopped some garlic, parsley, and basil, and I added some lemon rind and some lemon juice to it because I felt the sauce had a lot of meat in there. It was a little bit oily, so that will cut through the oil very nicely. The citrus, the lemon will do that. Don't forget to stir the pasta as it cooks. You don't have to stir it continuously, but periodically it must be stirred. Otherwise they will stick together. The flat pasta is notorious for that, for sticking together, more so than spaghetti or any of the short pasta. Now pappardelle with this kind of sauce goes really, really well because it's a hearty sauce and it's a hearty pasta. I'm sure that if you try it, you'll enjoy it. And you can use pretty much any kind of cold cut that you have. Bacon would go really well in this. Bacon and ham, that would be really, really good with all the onions and the garlic and the herbs and the mushrooms. They go really, really good. So the pasta is almost cooked. It took a little longer, probably about 10 minutes, but that's okay. Normally you see the cooking time on the pasta packages, and it also depends how cooked you want it, whether you want it really al dente or if you want it a little bit more cooked. The cooking time will vary. Use your judgment, and to see if it's ready or not, you can take a piece, just cut a little bit off and try it. Almost ready. I like to leave it just a little bit al dente because this way when I toss it in the sauce, it can finish cooking right in the sauce and get more flavor. Now I'm going to drain it. and I'm going to reserve some of the liquid in case it's a little bit more dry. I'm moving it over to here so you can get a better view. Now, there's the sauce cooking away. Pasta's drained. Tossing it in. Tossing it together so it's probably drained a little too much, so I can add a bit of water to it, but I'm going to add the herbs in first. The herbs and the lemon rind, a little bit of lemon rind. I had about like less than a quarter of a lemon, and it was, again, use it or lose it, so I opted to use it. Squeezed in the juice in the sauce. Shredded some of there we go, adding a bit of water. So I added just like a couple of tablespoons. And of course I don't really measure that much. Then we get some tongs to toss this with. Find this a little bit easier. So you've got lots of sauce. There, the pasta is finishing cooking right in the sauce, so it's that much more flavorful. Okay. Doesn't that look great? Now I'm going to sprinkle a bit of cheese on it. And it's bon appetit. Doesn't that look yummy? Smells even better. A little bit more cheese. Forgive my fingers, they're clean. There you go. A really hearty meal in a very short period of time. The whole thing took maybe 20 minutes. That's to make the sauce, get everything ready, make the sauce, cook the pasta at the same time. I hope you enjoy this. Buon appetito!